welcome back to the channel. It's your girl G, and today we're going to be checking out some family drama, and we would not judge or try not to. Am I the a-hole for giving my daughters 1 week to leave my house after what they did to their half-brother? I have two daughters, both over 20. They graduated college and moved back in with me because they couldn't find a job. Okay, that's already they're adults at this point. I'm just checking if I'm recording because I cannot do this twice. Okay. On a serious note, they're actually adults. Why could they not find a job? Okay, so she says, the house is my late husband's, Robert. For context, their dad and I got a divorce 9 years ago. I got remarried to Robert, and so now Robert is dead.
Absolutely.
I got remarried to Robert and had my 7-year-old Tom. So the two girls have a different father who is still alive. Mom is divorced from their dad. Mom married another guy who is no longer with us, and she has a son with him, so he's their half-brother. The girls didn't have a good relationship with Robert. In fact, they hated him because of what their dad filled their heads about him. They lived with their dad. They choose to. So my mind is already thinking, why don't they go back to dad after they don't have a job? But wait, they lived with their dad before going off to college. Robert passed away 6 months ago after a long battle with diseases. It was just me and my son Tom. The girl's dad remarried last year. Okay. And that woman is basically a witch. Yeah. So wait, to be fair, if the kids are doing this, if the girls are doing this to you, are you sure the woman is a witch, or your daughters are just being, I don't know, whatever they have done to the mom at this point to get her to this point? Maybe they're doing the same thing to that lady and she's just not having it. So I'm just saying. That's why the girls stopped visiting there. They lived in a rental apartment during college, and their dad used to pay for rent but stopped after his wife fought with them. Oh. Well, first of all, I just have to say it's really disgusting if any parent cannot stand up to for themselves, to their spouse, for their kids.
Absolutely.
It's like, ew, come on. The girls couldn't get a job to pay for rent and asked if they could come move in with me and Tom for a while. I of course said yes, although I knew how they felt about Tom. Like, they hate the dad, but that's your brother. They moved in and they were nice to Tom, but also distant. 2 days ago, I had an unexpected call. I needed to leave. So maybe an unexpected call. I needed to leave the house. Tom was in bed all day because he was sick, and I asked the girls to look after him for 2 hours till I got back. It is their brother. They are adults now, so it's like a no-brainer. It's an expectation that they should be looking after their brother.
Absolutely.
I left quickly. Then an hour later, I got a text from Tom asking me to come home because he threw up again in his room. He said he called for his sisters to help, but no one responded. I immediately tried to call them, but both lines were busy.
Come on now, dog.
Okay, I did my best to come home earlier, thinking the girls weren't at home, but turned out they were. One was downstairs the entire time. The other said she was using kitchen appliances, more like something like a blender, so it was loud. That's why she couldn't hear Tom. I was going to believe them till Tom said he tried to text them, but they didn't respond. I checked their phones after they tried to deny it. I mean, they're literally acting like teenagers. They're over 20. They're adults now.
Exactly.
I checked their phones after they denied it, and he was right. His message was read, but no response.
Come on, man.
So, Tom had receipts. I blew up at both of them and called them pathetic. They argued that I was making them act like they were the parent and placing responsibility on them. That's what adults do. Like, paying rent that they could not afford to pay rent, and you're living in a free house, and just to look after a kid for 2 hours is too much. Pack up. I knew this wasn't about that. They hated Robert, fine. That might be a little understandable. But Tom was a kid and he has no part in all of that to be treated like that. I knew they neglected him on purpose, so I told them they had 1 week to move out, and they started arguing and even crying, saying I'm being harsh to them. Life is harsh.
Absolutely.
Life is no pamper. Life does not pamper anyone. Like, life is harsh. Saying I'm being harsh to them and acting worse than their dad's new wife. Oh, okay. So if the whole family agrees that the dad's new wife is a witch and mom is worse than the dad's new wife, that means they could go live with that, right? And his wife. I said this wasn't up for discussion, and now both of them are giving me the silent treatment, basically making me feel guilty about the whole thing. Maybe I've made a wrong decision, but seeing how they've neglected their brother merely out of resentment and hate makes me feel upset and quite concerned to have them around. So, first off, I feel like if my kids, I don't even know, but like, we're not there yet. If my kids were adults and were not acting like adults, I've seen parents kick, like I've literally seen videos of parents kick their kids out because probably behaviors like this. But I would say if the kids were genuinely not sure, I can't even say the words because I don't believe it. I actually don't believe that they did not see the message. They weren't trying to help. And for a free house, given their dad will not pay the rent, I mean, they are no longer in college. They should have jobs, and there's people who have jobs in college. So there's literally no excuse. They should be able to take care of themselves at this point, except they feel too pampered and are feeling like entitled to their parents' houses to be in this situation. I think mom did the right thing, but I want to know what your thoughts are. Let's see what the first comment said. Now, asking your adult kids. I love that they said adults because the first thing I said, 20, they're adults. Asking your adult kids to babysit their sick brother for a couple of hours when they are living rent-free in your home is not parentifying them. It's asking them to help. Exactly. It's asking them to help out. They neglected him on purpose and in so doing lost their privileges. Exactly. They have no one to blame but themselves. All they had to do was check on a 6-7-year-old. It's not a 5-year-old that's going to be like, I don't know. It's not a 2-month-old that's going to be spewing and doing the other things. It's a 7-year-old. It's so sad how people take their emotions out on innocent children. He did nothing to deserve that, so you're not the a-hole. I'm liking that the comments are in line with what I was thinking because 1, you're adults. 2, you're living rent-free. You better do what I ask you to do because working a job to pay that rent is no fun. But let's see. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think?
Nice.
Now, am I the a-hole for kicking my autistic child out of my restaurant for misbehaving? On the first thought, I'll be like, okay, misbehaving, he's autistic. He probably was not exactly sure. I don't know, he or she was not exactly sure what they were doing, but let's see what the story says. Now, my name is Gina, 55 female, from upstate New York, and I run a family-owned pizzeria. My husband and I have been in the service industry for decades, and over the past few years, we've noticed a huge increase in rude customers, like, tell me about it, rude children, and a crazy level of entitlement. We just talked about one.
Indeed.
So, one of the rules we have in the restaurant is that nobody's allowed to talk on speakerphone, play music out loud, or have anything playing on speaker from a personal device, which is understandable. People need their peace and quiet when they're having their food. This was not even an issue or something that needed to be said before the pandemic. But now it seems parents feel attacked if their children cannot watch Bluey on volume.
What?
We have signs up asking people not to do this, and we actually do enforce this rule politely but firmly.
Nice.
A few weeks ago, a woman was sitting with her 9-year-old son who was watching cartoons on his tablet at full volume while also scrolling on TikTok on the phone. I nicely explained to the woman that we don't allow this as it is disruptive to other customers and asked for her to please turn off the volume. The woman rudely replied that her son was both ADHD and autism, so he needs to do this in order to sit down without making a fuss. How do I put this without sounding like, I feel like people are just using all of these labels. Like, there's people who are sick and who actually need help, but just labeling it like, no, actually he's allowed to do that, just exempting him. Like, come on. Maybe say, try to make adjustments, like putting headphones if he needs the volume or something. But if he's all that and you're not ready to like make adjustments, maybe not take him to the restaurant or just walk out quietly. It's okay. Like, it's fine, but don't make other people uncomfortable because There are no rules. Now, I asked if she could please use headphones, and exactly what I said. And she snapped that her son does not like to use them. I could also see that happening. I told her that this is not acceptable and to please either use headphones or set the device to silent. I know the kid is going to like go off if the device is not talking. Their choices will be use the headphones or have to watch it silently. About 10 minutes later, I was in the kitchen and I heard loud banging noises coming from the dining room. I came out to find the child furiously banging his fist on the table while the mom just sat there ignoring it. It was almost as if he was waiting for her to say something, but she did nothing. I asked her to please stop him and she replied that he is on the spectrum. Oh, it's like, stop it. He has his... Okay. The words I thought, it's not good for me to say those words, but like, it's like, stop it. He's sick. He can do whatever he likes. I don't understand. When he's going to burn his hand, it should be like, you know what? Stop it. He's sick, so he can do whatever he likes. I don't get.
Us neither.
I asked her to please stop him, and she replied that he's on the spectrum and this is just his normal behavior. It's not normal, and people don't have to deal with that. Like, people could be having a really tough day and they just need peace and quiet to sit down, especially in a public place. Like, no, people don't have to deal with that. This was his normal behavior if he doesn't have a device to calm him down. Oh, low-key, I'm kind of feeling like she was letting the kid do that and cause the circus and be like, actually, you made me take his device or you made us turn off the volume, so you deal with this. Like, this is what you get for doing it. I feel like that was the payback. That was her thought process. Now, the boy then stood up and started running around my restaurant, punching and kicking the other tables and chairs and knocking things over. Oh, I cannot deal with that. Excuse you, keep your money. You can take your service, take your business somewhere else. We're good. No, thank you. Another customer yelled at the mom to control your kid or I will. Oh, it's getting ugly. She launched into what sounded like a pre-rehearsed monologue about how autistic children deserve to occupy the same space as everyone else. I agree with this, but everyone still needs to behave appropriately and enjoy their space and not have to, I don't know, make adjustments if you're not going to at least try to put the kid under control and make him know that he's in a public place. Like, these are conversations that I feel like she could have had or at least try to find ways to calm him down. I think there's parents that deal with autistic kids and they know they know of ways to calm them down. Now, I told the woman that if she could not get her son's behavior under control, that she needed to leave. She was furious and started yelling about how it's illegal to discriminate against people who are on the spectrum and that she would report me. My husband came out, put her food into a to-go box and just said to her, "Get out right now." She looked genuinely shocked and said that kids should not be expected to just sit quietly and that more like parents should not be expected to train their kids. That's literally what that sounds to me. But she said kids should not be expected to just sit quietly and that the world needs to be more accepting of those who are different or just who are not well trained. That's what you're trying to say. I love kids. My husband and I raised 5 of them, even one with special needs. But autism or not, nothing gives you the right to behave this way in any setting. If your child's issues are so severe that simply sitting in a restaurant without a device makes them freak out and throw a tantrum, then maybe we consider taking them there in the first place, which was what I said. Like, if it's that bad, you don't need to take them out. You can order the food and have a good time and have that experience at home.
Absolutely.
I'm tired of rude kids and lazy parents who embolden them to behave this way, refusing to discipline them or set any kind of rules or boundaries. This is not about ADHD, autism, or any other condition. This is about entitlement, bad parenting, and bad behavior. As a result, I the a-hole? Well, I kind of think, I just think she's not an a-hole, but I've already given you my reasons why. Let's see what the comments said. You know who else would expect someone behaving like this in a public space? They expected to be quieter. Someone with autism. I could actually see that happening. It's a public place. So aside from what I said, like people needing like just I want to eat my food in peace, there could be another kid there who is autistic.
Absolutely.